Let me introduce to you the world's best DIY float hack you've ever seen. A lovely little fish. Shit. Right, we've just took what Hello and welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. So we're back up the QE2. Today I've got a surprise in store for you. Actually, I'm a genius. I'm an actual genius. Shit. I cooked myself, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not kidding you, I am a genius. I'll show you that very soon. I think it's an absolute genius invention. It's really good actually, like it's quite genius, to say so myself. So I'll bring you back on myself. Before I do anything, the genius that I am came up with this. You're probably wondering, what is that? Yes, it's a deodorant roll-on. But it isn't anymore, is it? I've made it into my own float, so got a weight on the bottom, a bead, and then what you do, I'm going to put in a video as well, show you how to make this. So you pop the ball out, like that. Now, if you keep watching, you'll see how to make this, but that attaches to your main line. When the float goes in the water, that'll float up and hit your main line as a stoppage. That'll stop, that'll float in the water. The weight on the end of it will float in place. And we're going to attach the hook line here. I do not know if it works. It's not the ideal conditions. Whoa. I also forgot there, I just nearly lost the gear inside of the tub. It doubles up as a little tackle box as well, for beads and hooks and whatnot. Absolutely mint. Anyway, I'm going to get set up. It's very windy. The wind's blowing directly onto us, which isn't ideal. I should have been across the other side where there wouldn't be any wind, where I normally am. But unfortunately, I've chosen to come here. Might be a good shout, might not be, but for the float, which is the primary reason why we're here, I suppose, it's probably not ideal. So, not good. It's just going to push the float in. But I just want to know if it floats. I want to know if, when I've got the hook on the bottom and the sweet comb, whether or not it sinks the float or not. And if it doesn't, then I am a genius. You can drop that in the comments. Drop genius in the comments. I was going to say, also we've got a severe weather warning as well. So silly me has come out in a severe weather warning. We're possibly going to be getting severe thunderstorms, thunder and lightning, and guess what? I am stood directly under this tree. It's silly, but hey, I might be a genius, but I'm also a bit silly. But look, anyway, it just literally flips back on. You got all the gear in there. Keeps everything in there nice and tight. Absolutely mint.
Out at Queen Elizabeth, sun shining bright, got my DIY flow, ready for the fight. L'Oreal on the line, roll on so slick. I'm casting my dreams, waiting for that flick. With each cast I make, I aim for the best. In this game of patience, I won't settle for less.
Well, the float works. Now, it hasn't caught anything yet, but it's floating. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. Right, I'm happy with that. But that's the setup, if you can see that on camera.
Catch your fears away, get hooked on the moment, it's a brand new day. The water's alive, it's calling my name. Reeling in knowledge, there's more than just fame. Every bob, every tug, feels like pure bliss. Fishing's a journey, not one I dismiss. Stay strong, keep your eyes on the prize.
Very visible. indeed.
When you
I'll get a little bit of footage on the phone zoomed in.
be
You
surprised.
can see it actually.
Get hooked, feel the rush, you can't resist. Life's like fishing in every twist. Find your flow, catch your fears away. Get hooked on the moment, it's a brand new dive. Dive with the
That's it, that. Buoyancy on
it's
that.
like fate till your soul.
So you have seen the float in action, and you have to watch how it's made. It's honestly straightforward. It's so easy to put together. You're not going to believe how easy it is. Obviously, this is everything that you're going to need to put this together. So obviously, you're going to need a drill to drill a hole through. You're going to need your tackle. You're going to need some line, and finally, you're going to need an old bottle with the spray nozzle inside. Obviously, the drill piece is going to depend on the size of the nozzle inside your spray bottle. It's basically what you want to do. Just keep a hold of that. It's really simple, honestly. It's the first things first. You want to take your roll-on tub, open that up, give this a good clean it thoroughly. You don't want any scent on here. And then you just want to pop out the bowl like that. You can see I've cleaned inside. Set that aside for now because you don't need that. Now that bowl does spin freely at the minute. It's not going to when we're done with it because we're going to put the tube through the middle. So the drilling part, what you want to do is push down firm, really firm. Make sure your drill piece is center, bang on center in the middle, and then get a nice clean hole. As you can see, it's come all the way through the other side as well. You do want it to be flush, really tight, so that it doesn't take on any water. Obviously, you can pop the ball out. Sometimes it's easier if you do pop it out to make that hole a little bit bigger, because if you look at your nozzle, we'll come to the cutting the nozzle down eventually, but that is not going to go through. So yes, we could have used a bigger drill piece, but I need it to be tight. So just put your drill piece back in and just wiggle it. Just wiggle it. Like I said, you do want it to be flush, as flush as possible. And then you'll be able to get it through. There we go. As you can see, that's now poked through the middle. And then the same needs to be done for the ball as well. So that's definitely not going to go through the ball yet. So again, put your drill piece inside. We are going to cut this tube down as well. There we go. So we now have the tube through the ball. It's really tight. This is going to be super watertight. This is not going to take on any water. The other one didn't, and it wasn't as tight. It never sunk at all. Didn't actually have any water in the ball. You can put a bit of super glue on here, just to be sure, or any sort of glue. You can paint this as well, but to be fair, when it sits in the water, it floats this way up generally, which is ideal for visibility. So you do not need this size tube, of course. So we're going to cut that down. So you grab yourself a pair of scissors. Now you can actually leave a longer bit on here. We're just going to leave a longer bit on just for now. You just chop that off, and then basically now we just go to the rigging part. It pops through the top like that, and that's all you need. You don't need much on the top of here. When your lid goes on, you've only got a little bit of space here before that hits that. Sorry, it goes that way when it's back on, and that's perfect the way it is. So when this goes back in to here, you can tighten it up, keep all your bits and bobs in there. like that one. And now it's just a case of rigging it up. Now you can rig this up any way you like. I just chose to do it like this the other day when on the one you've seen. So you don't need much of this line at all. So we just chop that off. And of course you want to feed it through your tube. So the top of the float, that's going to be sinking out of the water like that, ball side down. As you can see, this ball no longer spins, of course. This side is going to be attached to your main line. So you're going to need a swivel, simple uni knot. Just feed that through about 6 times or so. Pull tight. We'll chop that off in a minute. And now what you want to do is grab a bead. Yes, that's fell out of there, but we need it out of there for now, sorry. So get your bead on there. You don't have to put this bead on, I suppose, but I did. And then what you want to do is you want to feed it back through the top of the float. You want to pop another bead on here. Of course, these can be any colour beads or anything of the sort. You can also put the stopper beads on if you have any. This is all I had to hand, so pop another bead in here. Just to stop any damage. Next, I've just got a tiny little weight. I mean, this doesn't weigh much at all. You obviously don't want to sink your float, do you? Again, uni knot through here. Pull that nice and tight. We'll snip the tag ends off in a minute. And that is pretty much the gist of it. What you'll do is attach another line to here. So now what you want is your trace line for your hook. And you don't really want this too big. When I was fishing the other day with this, my trace was really big. I think that might be quite small actually what I've cut off, but we do want it a bit small anyway. So if you think there's already this amount of line, just try not to lose that because I do not want to get a hook in my foot. So I'm barefooted at the minute. So you want to get a uni knot again through here. And I haven't given myself much trace at all here, so what you want to do is give yourself a little bit more trace. Obviously that was just a little bit too difficult. We can cut it down once it's attached to here. Aye, so uni knot, pull that tight, nice and tight. And now what we'll do is we'll attach the hook, but that is far too long. Trust us, far too long. So we're going to shorten that to about there. There's various types of ways you can tie on your hook. To be fair, everything for me goes into a uni knot pretty much. Tighten this up. Doesn't matter how long your tag end is because we'd need this to be as short as possible anyway, so that's perfect. And then just pull tight. Try not to hook yourself. I hate working with little hooks, I really do. There we go. And that is the Genius roll-on float system set up. Obviously in the water before you cast, it's going to hang like that. When it goes in the water, float's going to go up. Weight's going to bring it down like that, and maybe this line is a little bit too long. Like I say, you can set it up how you think's best. I would probably personally shorten this main line here, which is going to your main line at the top here. But I mean that would work just as well. It's still not going to sink very deep. It's still going to float on the top, depending on where you're fishing, how deep it is, how far you cast out. Just for better looks, we'll chop off the tag end because I will be using this float at some point anyway. Depending on where you're fishing, I was obviously up the QE2 with it, and I was just using sweet corn. I didn't have any maggots or anything. I do plan on trying to get some maggots today, maybe, and going back up to test it out with maggots. But I mean, that's basically it. When you're putting it away, just put it back in your tub, feed your line through. In fact, you can flip that back on, feed this line all the way through. That's it. Look, it packs away nicely. And if you want to make it look extra better, you can stick your own sticker on there. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Easy. Easy peasy. Put your tackle in there as well, so you can put little weights and hooks inside. Once you pop the ball off, you've got all your weights and your hooks in there, and swivels and whatever else. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think about this in the comments. Let me know if you're going to make one yourself. Like you've seen, it's super simple, easy to do. If you cannot be bothered to make one, I'm more than willing to make you one. Obviously, there'll be a small cost to that. Obviously, these aren't free. You know, you do need to get these from somewhere. Obviously, generally, people have got them left over in their bathrooms, which is exactly what I had, and that's how I came up with the idea. You've seen it here first. You definitely won't see this done anywhere else. I've scoured the internet. I have not found it done anywhere else. So you have seen it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you're not subscribed already, get subscribed. I'm pretty sure my little brain will think of some more genius ideas in some point in the future. So we're going to have some more DIY fishing hacks coming in the future for you. Please like, comment, let me know what you think. And if you do make one, please let me know if you catch anything on it. Let's have a little subduing cast. Yeah.
From the tomb where the bridges stand tall, grey skies above, but we got it all. Fish and chips on the quay after dark, graffiti on the walls like a Banksy spark. Flat cap tip with swagger so mean, brown L dreams keep my conscience clean. The tie runs deep like the stories I tell, a Geordie lad born with a rebel yell. It's the northeast life I'm repping today, Newcastle pride, I'm here to stay. From the docks to the pubs where the lasses sway, we cast our nets and find our way. Hooked on the hustle like a fish on the line, reeling in dreams, yeah, I'm doing just fine. The seagulls scream but I walk unfazed. This city's in my blood, it's where I was raised. Kippers on the grill, that smoky vibe, a study in hand, that's how we thrive. Cold dust in my veins, it fuels my flow. The north remembers, just so you know. The river taught me patience, the sea taught me grit. Life's a choppy tide, but I'll never quit. Cast out the doubt, real in the fight. Geordie spirit burns like a beacon at night.
And it's still raining. Man, I'm talking like, but I am not leaving yet until I get one more fish. I've hooked myself, ladies and gentlemen. I've hooked myself.